10 reasons why that bad D classmate could be your employer, you nice B student. Unfortunately, unlike the bad guys, most nice guys learn these important lessons too late in life. Your guardians are likely to lead you along a path they think is best for you, and refuse to listen to what you want to do with your life. Then after following the path they have cut for you, and failing to achieve much, they start blaming your failures for lack of ambition. The older generation relied entirely on trust and merit. But let's face facts. Things are no longer the same today. Today's generation has to navigate through many challenges, including manipulation and deception. Thus the route to success of yesterday may not take one very far today. Above all, you are more likely to succeed in the area where your heart is, not where others want to lead you. Here I'm going to give you 10 seemingly good things embraced by nice people that are likely to deny them success in real life. If you identify with at least 4 of these things, then it is time to change your mental paradigm. 1. Obedience without questioning. Most nice people are obedient, but while you may be praised for being obedient, obedience without questioning is generally not a good thing. Blind obedience may be as a result of fear, the desire to please, or the belief that eventually all things turn out well for obedient people, which is not true. Learn early to live by your own rules, as this will prepare you for this aggressive and manipulative world. All you need is self-discipline, not blind obedience. People in authority, including parents, should understand questioning their orders or instructions is not the same as questioning their authority. Neither does it mean rebellion. Still, one must come up with an agreeable way of doing this, so that it doesn't sound like they are defying authority. In real life, most obedient people lack initiative, for they seek approval, and are used to acting on orders. 2. Saying yes when you know you should say no. You should be able to say no when you should. To say yes when you know you should not is giving into manipulation, whether intentional or otherwise. That way people will not be able to put you in their plans when they shouldn't. Just like in blind obedience, you may say yes because of fear or the desire to please. After every sensitive request, resist jiving your answer immediately. Learn to ask for time, even if it is 10 minutes to think about the matter. That way you will be able to give an emotional yes or no that will not make you regret later. In real life, while the obedient nice person and the bad guy might say yes to something they are not comfortable with, the nice guy will go ahead and do what he pledged even against his conscience, while the bad guy will renege on his or her promise. 3. Putting too much trust on your friends. The nice guy is more trusting than the bad guy. While you eat, drink and laugh with your friends, you cannot know what's going on at the back of their minds. Some of those you think are good friends are only looking for an opportunity to pull you down. The more loyal and trusting you are, the more likely you are to fall into this trap of trusting blindly. The nice guy tends to falsely think the other people are like him or her. Many had their lives ruined by friends they trusted with all their heart. It is only when our fortunes change for worse that we know our true friends. Learn from Aesop's fable of the eagle and the arrow. An eagle was soaring through the air when suddenly it heard the whiz of an arrow and felt itself pierced. Slowly it fluttered down to the earth, with blood pouring out of it. Looking down upon the arrow with which it had been pierced, it found that the shaft of the arrow had been feathered with one of its own feathers. Alas, it cried as it died. We often give our enemies the means for our own destruction. True, for lack of foresight, today you tell all your sensitive secrets to a friend you trust. Tomorrow he or she uses them against you to ruin your life. 4. Not taking care of your interests in every partnership. Whether you have marriage or business partnership, you have an interest to take care of. If your spouse does something out of the ordinary, it is time to set your fear aside and demand an explanation right away. The answer you are likely to get is, "Don't you trust me?" Then your answer should be, "If you trust me, what is so hard to explain?" Likewise, do not let your business manager or your partner in your business without accountability. If you have invested your money, you have the right to be involved in every step of decision making. If this is not possible, better let your money remain at the bank. In real life, most nice people are talked into situations like this one and end up losing their money to the manipulator. Most nice people believe by treating people well they will show their appreciation, only to discover that people tend to take unfair advantage of such benefactors. This is not to say you shouldn't treat pale well, it is a matter of knowing how to strike a balance. 5. Believing in merit. Merit goes hand in hand with fairness. But in real life, things are no longer as they appear to be. Everyone seems to be preaching water while drinking wine. Others will try to shortchange you. So you must learn early how to get what you know you deserve. The world understands only the language of assertiveness. 6. Relying too much on academic credentials. Most nice people leave school believing their good academic credentials will speak for them. Then after producing them from one office to another looking for a job without success, they give up and end up disappointed and frustrated. A teacher once asked the girl student, "Why are you not serious with your mathematics?" She replied, "Teacher, I will hire an accountant. This is someone who is set to succeed and who has delinked success from academic credentials. Your academic credentials are just but one favorable piece of the success puzzle. You only need basic education, passion, imagination, and discipline to climb to any level." There was this guy who without the knowledge of his parents used his college tuition fees to start a successful business. 4 years they thought he was in the university learning. But when his former classmates who proceeded to university came out years later, they found a ready successful employer in this guy. Incidentally, the very basic need for education is not to be a professional, but to expand the scope of your thinking. 7. Trying to please everyone. Nice people try to please everyone. But we are all placed in a no-win situation. To understand this, listen to the politicians. When a leader does nothing for his or her people, his or her political rivals will go by, "What have you done for your people?" When he or she starts a project for his or her people, their tune changes too. He or she is just looking for political mileage and cheap popularity. Among Aesop's fables there is one about a father, a son, and a donkey that drives this point home so well. It goes like this. A man and his son were once going with their donkey to market. As they were walking, a man passed them and said, "You fools, what is a donkey for, but to ride upon?" So the father put the boy on the donkey and they went on their way. But soon they passed a group of men, one of whom said, "See that lazy young man, he lets his father walk while he rides." So the father ordered his son to get off and got on himself. But they hadn't gone far when they passed two women, one of whom said to the other, "Shame on that lazy lout to let his poor little son trudge along." Well, the father didn't know what to do, but at last he took his son up and both rode on the donkey. By this time they approaching the town, and the people began to jeer and point at them. The father stopped and asked what they were scoffing at. The men said, "Aren't you ashamed of yourself for overloading that poor donkey of yours?" Father and son got off and tried to think what to do. They thought and thought, till at last they cut down a pole, tied the donkey's feet to it, and raised the pole to carry the donkey on their shoulders. They went along amid the laughter of all who met them till they came to Market Bridge, when the donkey, getting one of his feet loose, kicked out and broke free, then ran away wildly, never to be seen again by the man or his son. "That will teach you," said an old man who had followed them. "Please all, and you will please none." Nothing I can add here could give a better picture of what I mean than this point. 8. Taking religious teachings at face value. Many nice people take religious teachings at face value and wall themselves with all kinds of irrational restrictions and burdens. They have been brainwashed by cultic charlatans and have forgotten that religion was made for man, but not man for religion. Spirituality is not there to enslave us, but to liberate us. Beware of the doctrines of organized religion. It can inhibit your personal development. In John chapter 8 verse 32, Jesus said, "You will know the truth and the truth shall set you free." Do not be satisfied by others interpreting the scriptures for you. Read them yourself and read to understand. 9. Minding about other people's opinion about you. Most nice people are too self-conscious. They tend to imprison themselves because they constantly worry about what others are saying about them. You must have noticed people hardly gossip about those who are below them. They even don't seem to notice them. They target where they see rivalry, That's those they consider socially or economically above them. For most times gossip is initiated by jealousy. When you take a risk that they themselves are afraid to take, they will be there ready to judge you, whether you succeed or not. Learn from the story of the bald man in The Fly, which goes like this. There once was a bald man who sat down outside his house to enjoy the warmth of the sun. A fly came up and kept buzzing about his bald pate, stinging him from time to time. The man aimed a blow at his little enemy, but his palm came on his head instead, and again the fly continued to torment him. But this time he was wiser. He said, "You will only injure yourself if you take notice of despicable enemies." 10. Trying to be perfect. Nice people always want to say the right things at the right time and to look right in their dressing. They try to be perfect, and therefore most of them are constant worriers. They must replay in their minds everything they say to others. Something they said can disturb their peace for hours or even for days. These people are therefore afraid of expressing themselves or taking risks for fear of what others will say about them if they fail. If they are seriously hurt, they take a survival-based decision that locks up their development and impact other areas of your lives. With 8 billion people in the world, those who are willing to take risks will always lead the rest. There is a saying that, if you don't risk, you risk everything. The higher the stakes, the higher the risk. Likewise, they waste a lot of time in simple tasks, trying to bring them up to their perfect standard. Ask yourself if it is worthy the effort. In real life we have seen nice people with genuine products being pushed out of the market by substandard imitations produced at a lower cost, and thus sold at a cheaper price.